Alright, so in this video we're checking out the WonderMaker ZR, which is Saint Smart. So it's a pretty large box. It also weighs quite a bit, which says 73 pounds on the shipping label. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, and this is what we see on top. So we got some foam. It is in a bag. So yeah, now I just need to grab the printer, pull it out, and set it here on the table. So it looks like it's completely pre-assembled for the most part. We do have some assembly to do. And right off the bat, guys, really excited to see the materials here. We got PI sheet, very large. Everything is metal, and we are in a Core XY configuration. So there's foam here everywhere. Looks like we have some parts here. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. So it looks like just a bit of test filament. Our feed tubes, there's 4 of them. Shorter tubes here. Looks like a baggie of all of our tools and some hardware in there, but we'll go through this in a second. Actually, we got a couple more tubes, so 4 total of these shorter ones. And the quick start guide, which basically goes through all of our parts, accessories, unboxing, and it does look like we do have some ties to cut, some bolts to remove, and if you did get the enclosure, it shows you how to install that. And maybe more interesting here are the specifications for all the different parameters. Zip ties are loose. Should be able to get some of this foam out. Let's see, I think. There we go. It's starting to look really good here. Let's grab that one in the back. Slowly move this. Very well packed overall and looks good. So let's go ahead and check out what's in here. There's quite a few things. First things first, I do see the screen. Pretty large, and we'll need to install that. Filament separator. It looks like it feeds into here and then goes out through the 4 tubes into the extruder. We got spool holders, and these are actually metal. And there's 2 of these. And then here we have a pretty large piece, actually, very heavy. And that looks like everything in here. And this looks like main filament module where the extrusion happens. And it's quite compact and quite heavy a bit. And actually, if you guys look inside, there's like a gear in there, or the feeder, I guess. Quite large. Overall, like pretty compact considering this is a 4-roll setup here. So you just got these pieces here and then your tubes. And that's the whole multicolor system. And we'll get to that in a second. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and release all this tape and kind of get everything prepared for the assembly. And this is a 300 by 300 PI sheet. We also got the power cord here in the back. Looks like about 4 feet or so. And that's pretty much everything. I guess I did miss a couple here. And also a nice detail here is there's a couple grab handles where you can grab the printer from both sides. It's pretty cool. I am a little curious to see what's underneath, so I'm gonna flip this thing on the side and take a closer look. All right, so this is what the bottom looks like, and I actually took off the plate here so we can see a little better what's underneath it. But yeah, we just have some venting there and you can kind of see the electronics, but move this out of the way. And this is what's inside. So we got the main board here. It looks like a specific WonderMaker board. We got heat sinks here for the motor drivers. Fan here to cool these off. Everything looks pretty good and tidy. Power supply is slim. Looks like some kind of brand name there. And it is a 450 watt looks like. So yeah, it's 24 volts, 18.8 amps. However many watts that is. But yeah, looks like a pretty good supply there. All the wires look nicely crimped. Everything's tidy. Also, by the way, you can change the power input right here. You do have to open the lid, but you can get to it here if you needed to change it from 115 to 230. So here we can see the belt system. So this is movements for the 3 Z-axis leads, and the motor here is in this corner, and these are the 3 leads there. And also the power input here has an on and off switch, and it's also fused. So yeah, overall everything looks really good in here. The belts are nice and tight, very well put together. We can see the handles here a little better also, which is a very nice touch, I would say. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid back on. We'll flip it around and start putting it together. All right, so here we have the manual, and we have the unboxing process, removing the foam. We also have some bolts we got to remove from the bed here, and there are yellow arrows that point to it. So we're going to need some tools, but let's go ahead and see what's in this bag. So we got a little scraper, spatula. We get a glue stick and some grease. Glue is for helping stick to the build plate, and grease is for the rods for lubrication. We get a USB thumb drive. And there should be files in there for Slicer and digital manual and things like that. We got little bolts here, and they actually label the size and where they go. This one says for filament separator, spool holder, and filament module. And it also looks like we got some replacement parts. We got a little cutter here, so this is actually a blade, and a nozzle wiper. It's like a piece of little rubber that the nozzle wipes on. And the last baggie here is our tools, which comprises of some snippers. Very nice. Clean out needle. Hot end gets clogged. You can use this needle to unclog it. And a set of Allen wrenches that are all labeled. Well, at least these are, which are the Allen wrenches. And this looks like some kind of plunger. So this is probably to push the clogged filament through the nozzle on the top. And then the needle is for the bottom. So let's go ahead and turn this thing around and you guys can see a little better maybe. That these yellow arrows pointing to bolts. We're gonna grab the correct Allen wrench. That's gonna be the 2.5. We're gonna release the bed. So the bed is screwed down, or this whole platform here, screwed down to the bottom. And there are 3 bolts that need to be released. 2 on the front and then there's 1 in the back. All right, so we got the 3 bolts out from the platform. And then it continues with the enclosure, which we do not have. So we're gonna skip all that and go to installing the separator. The little bolts are labeled, and also the module is labeled. Yeah, we have threads. You guys can see where the little bolts go through. So right now we're looking at the back of the printer, but let's go ahead and flip it around. So this is the front, and we're gonna go to this side, which is on the right side. And you guys here can see it actually is labeled where the separator goes, and there's an electrical connection that plugs into it. And here we have spool holder labeling and another one here, which is the next step. For the separator, we're just gonna plug it in. There's a plug inside here, and there's like a little cutout here for the wire to go through. It's a little hard to see because it's on a really tight leash here. But yeah, it simply just plugs in and the wording goes up, which is where our tubes will click in here to the upside. And then this is the input here. But yeah, it's just going to line up here, kind of clicks in there. And then our bolts are actually going to go from the inside through here. And they are the 2 M4x10. Grab our Allen wrench, line up the separator where it kind of clicks in, and we'll start our first bolt. Nice little detail is they put Loctite on each of the little bolts. Snug them up, and our separator is on. So for the next part, we're going to install the 2 spool holders, which are these guys here. So these are like a double holder, I guess. And we can see there's threads on the inside of it. And there's little tabs here that lock it in. And again, they're going to go from this side on each side of the separator. And then our bolt will go through here again. And that's going to be for spool holder M4x10. So we'll do one here from this angle, and then I'm going to flip it around. Pretty simple and straightforward installation here. Snug it up. And here you guys can see where we installed this one. And so same thing here, just gonna insert it into the tabs, and then our little bolt will go from the other side. And just like that, we're nice and tight and installed. So the next step is the filament module, and that's here on the same side, but all the way up there on the top. So here we have the module itself. It's quite chunky and large. We have our input here, the electrical connection, and then on the top it's the output, also an electrical connection. And on the back here we can see these little nubs, and that's where it's going to click into the frame. And then these 2 holes is where our M416 bolts will go, again from the back side. So yeah, we're just going to take the module, line it up here, and once it clicks in, we can put in our bolts. And they've got everything labeled, so it's not confusing at all where everything goes. All right, so I got that snugged up real good, not going anywhere. We can go ahead and plug this into the bottom of the module, just like that. Now there's another plug here on top, and that's going to be the plug that goes to the hot end, which basically stretches or hangs over from that end to the module. So you want to make sure this is pretty happy where it is. Maybe kind of pull on it, see where it goes. So it looks like it wants to sit somewhere around here. So we'll plug it in just like that here on top. And you want to make sure you plug it in all the way. They have these little white lines here to indicate that you've gone all the way down. So you're just going to press this until it goes all the way down. And actually there's a little click too. So that's it. Now this is probably going to be something that we can route together with our tubing, kind of hold it all together. And so in the manual, this is what we did. We plugged it in after we installed it. And then the next part is the tubing. And then we're going to install our screen. So this pack of 4 larger or longer tube, these are the ones that go from here to here. And so there's no special location that you need to plug them in, even though they're numbered. They're just numbered for the spool number. And that's going to be more important between this module and the one below, which actually has these tubes go between them. But for the top, you can pretty much plug them in anywhere and then plug them in there anywhere where they naturally go. And that should be fine because they all just split into one at the hot end. Now on these little clips that hold everything together, there's an empty spot, and that's going to be this cable here that can click in there. So I'm just going to kind of put them here and see where they want to go. Well, actually before we do that, we have to take out these clips. So there's little locking clips on the couplers that we need to pull out. They're black, so it's kind of hard to see, but kind of like the clean look though. What you want to do is you want to press it down in there, you know, pretty far, or as far as it can go. Only goes about 1/4 inch or so. That looks pretty good, I think. So now we can install the clips. So what you want to do is you want to raise on the coupler after, you know, the tubing's all the way down, and then install the clip. So just raise on the coupler and then insert the clip inside like that. So yeah, they have a lot of couplers on this printer with clips, because we got 4 here, 4 on the hot end, and then 4 underneath, and then 4 down there. So now we can also connect this cable here, and we can adjust all of this once we get it all connected. Get you guys a little closer to the hot end there, but yeah, we're just kind of gonna see which ones want to go where. So the longer one probably needs to go to the back. Okay, I forgot to take out the clips again, so yeah, make sure you take out your clips or it's not gonna go in. And so now we can insert them where we think they should go. And just like that. That looks pretty good, I think. And now we can put our clips in. Make sure your tube is all the way down. Raise the coupler and then slide the clip underneath. And just like that, it's all in and nice and sturdy. And so now we can clip our wire in also, just like that. And now we're basically all done on this side. And this is what it kind of looks like. So it's not going to be perfect, but as long as everything is pretty happy, it should be fine. And whenever the hot end moves around, everything should, you know, be able to reach to every side, which obviously reaches no problem. All right, so now we got to install these tubes in between here. So these are also taped together. So you want the numbers to line up. This is 1, 3, 4, 2, and you want to match them with the numbers on the top here. So they just correspond to where they're sitting according to the location of each one. So now we need to take out all of the clips. So there's 4 here and then 4 down here. So lots of clips. I don't think I've ever seen that many clips on any printer, but it works for this printer here. That's part of the design. All right, so all of the couplers are released. So now we can insert our tubes. So I'm just gonna go from the bottom here. So 1, we'll insert that, and then we'll go to the one on this side. So they're a little bit long. I guess that's okay. All right, guys, I just realized that there's 2 different lengths. So the shorter length should go to the inside and the longer to the outside. Let's go ahead and redo the one. I think we used the longer one. Yeah, we definitely used the longer one. So let's try the shorter one. This should work much better. And sure enough, it's perfect. So we're gonna push it down here and then insert the clip. So it locks it in, and then we can pull it up there, the tubing, and then as we're pulling this up, we're going to lower the coupler so we can insert the clip. So don't just pull this down because you might not insert it all the way. Make sure you're raising this up as you're pulling the coupler down, because the size is perfect. And look at that, that's how it's actually supposed to be. Now we're inserting number 3. So we got it all the way down, raise the coupler, put the clip in, then we're going to insert it underneath there. While pulling up on the tube, we're going to lower the coupler ring. And fingernails are probably a good thing to have in this situation. And now we can insert our clip. And now we got 1 and 3 connected. So now we got the 2 longer tubes. Let's go ahead and do 2. Lock it. Then we'll insert it into here. So these are actually a little bit too long, which is okay. But we're pretty much going to do the same thing. And there we go. So there's a little bit of a curve to it, but it's very slight. And again, it doesn't really matter as the filament can easily flow through there. And now we're doing our last one, which is number 4. Yeah, this one I really had to push up while pulling on the coupler for it to work. And there we go. So now everything is very sturdy and not going anywhere for sure. And looks pretty awesome. All right, so going back to the top, we're going to be installing our screen. Yeah, it should be pretty simple. We got to connect a couple cables and then it just kind of clicks in. And there's actually a note here right on top that says to align it and then push it right, sliding here on these tabs. We got the 2 connectors here. Now in the manual, they actually show you to go underneath the little tab, and I guess that's for wire management. So I guess we're gonna go in here from the side and then under to the plug. So our larger connector lines up with that. Same thing for this one, so. Here's a little closer look though. And there's these 2 tabs, which they're gonna insert and then slide over. And just like that, and then it's locked in. And to release it, you just push it back. So pretty cool, very nice.